Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims and welcome to a little demo that we are playing. So I was recently as in earlier, like last month for you guys, for me earlier this month, was contacted by Anna from Transparent Gems and asked if I would be interested in playing the demo. Right now it's a beta demo for their game, and you can see it's Saintess of the Golden Bow. So I said, like, sure, cool. So it's about an hour and a half, I guess the demo is. So it'll probably take us like 2 hours because, we like to talk through and like exposit and stuff like that. So it'll probably take us about 2 parts. I'll probably split it up to do this, but just a little intro to it. So I'm just going to give you the information that Anna sent me, and then I will bring up the Steam page and we'll kind of read that. I will also link the Steam page below as well as their Kickstarter. It's a pre-launch page right now. So in case you're interested, you can bookmark the Kickstarter page or you could wishlist the game on Steam. Whichever one. So basically the full game's going to be about 30 hours of gameplay with 10 unique endings. There's an affection system. There's 3 romantic routes, 1 more with planned DLC. And that's the general info. It's also only partially voiced. So it is not fully voiced. They do have the voice actors listed, on the Steam page, but she wanted me to point out and let you guys know it's not fully voice acted. It's only going to have voice acting, I guess, on CG scenes. So just wanted to let you guys know that. But I'm going to pop up Steam right here. So this is the Steam page. Again, I will link this below. But let's read through this. So, Celine thought her life as an American office worker was mundane, but after a fatal accident, she wakes up as an extra character in her favorite web novel, a boy-loved tragedy fantasy. Sold right there, okay? Expected to die early as part of the protagonist's backstory, Celine defies fate and survives her death event, causing a butterfly effect that catapults her into the role of the Saintess of the Golden Bow. Joined by an unforgettable cast of characters, including the valiant knight. I don't know if they want you to pronounce his name as Levi or Levi, because it could go either way. I will probably flip-flop back and forth because, Levi makes me think like Levi's jeans, but Levi is like also doesn't sound right to me. Neither one sounds right in my head. Like, I think it's because I'm like, I want to get the pronunciations right, and I'm like, and they both sound wrong to me now, so I don't know. I'm not sure which pronunciation they want to go with that. I think Levi is generally the more, like, name, like, around the world name. That's how you would pronounce a name, but then again, in the US, we might go with Levi. Like, but again, now I'm associating it with jeans, and so, like, that's a me problem. But anyway, we'll probably flip back and forth because I will read it one way when we're reading it and read it another way when I'm doing it, like, the next line, because this happens. So anyway, is the enigmatic Mad Prince Noah and the devout High Prince Elijah, you must lead a quest to defeat the Demon Queen and bring peace to the realm. Each choice you make weaves a complex web of romance, friendship, and sacrifice, offering a deeply personal and replayable journey. So, characters, here's Levi Levy, the loyal knight, shy but loyal. Levi Levi has developed an unrequited love for Celeste. Love it. Okay. Noah, the Mad Prince, confident and possessed with a snarky sense of humor, Noah's better known as the Mad Prince. Is he like mad or is he like crazy mad? That's what we got to figure out. Elijah, the high priest, head of the Church of the God of Light. Elijah's an enigmatic figure. Also because look at his little baby face. And then George, which is the DLC route. Okay, obviously. Says it right there. The Duke of the North, an ex-general and a powerful player of politics. He could be a great ally. And, like, they locked him behind DLC because he got the bedroom eyes. Anyway, features is 3 romantic routes, explore the deep emotionally driven romances with the 3 distinct characters, each within their own backstories, personalities, and each with their own backstories, personalities, and challenges. Your choices define your relationships from tender moments to heart-wrenching conflicts. Over 30 hours of gameplay. I'm just gonna you can go through and read all of this. I'm not gonna read it all to you. You could go to the Steam page and read it. But anyway, 30 hours of gameplay, 10 unique endings, an affection system, stunning CG artwork, and complex fantasy world. So there you go. There's that information. And I kind of like the art for this reminds me a little bit of Cinderella Phenomenon. That's kind of what it struck me at first. So let's jump in. I do still have, I don't know if you get CGs or anything in this little demo, but I did leave the voices on just in case we do. Normally, also, hi, if you're new here, this is an interesting place to start. But I suppose I should have started with my normal, hi, welcome if you're new, I'm Spacey. We play Atome games mostly here. I also play The Sims. I'm obnoxious, I swear a lot, and I have a bird. He's sitting on my chest right now, under my chin. And depending on how long we go, I might have to give him a potty break. So we will, and sometimes he bites and sometimes I talk to him while we're recording. And also, if I give kisses, I'm not kissing you, I'm kissing the bird. But if you want to pretend that I'm giving you kisses and that makes your day, you go right ahead, Buttercup. You do what you need to do, okay? Normally, when we play Atome games, I do all the voice acting. I will turn the voice acting off because we are usually playing, you know, big studio games, and we're not getting in trouble with that. But because this is an indie game and it is only partially voice acted, if there are CG scenes, I figured we would leave it on just so you can see that. What I normally do is I will let you know if there are CGs in case you are watching this in the background and doing art or doing your dishes or doing whatever. I let my folks know that. So I will do that standard. And obviously the voice acting is in English in this case, so I don't need to reread the lines. Most of the games we play are obviously Japanese Atome games, so, you know, that's also why we play with the voice acting off. It would take 16 years, because then you guys would have to read along. But I'm not going to make you do that. Anyway, so I did leave it on in this one because I figured, you know, just in case it's there, if there are any CGs, we'll leave it on just for the fun of it. But otherwise, I'm going to do terrible voice acting for all the characters otherwise. So strap in for that fun times. Listen, most of the people enjoy my really bad voice acting. I don't know why, but here you go. So, start. Okay, so I'm guessing this is us. You know what? I dig it. Already. I'm here for this because she got brown hair and brown eyes like me. Good for me. There you go. Well, of course, half of my hair is like blonde now from dyeing it and bleaching it and having funky colors. But naturally, brown hair, brown eyes. So look at that. I feel represented. When have we ever gotten a, like, main character's got brown eyes? Like, seriously. Huh. So anyway, Celine, okay. Just my luck. Why does it have to be pouring now? I want to go home. I'll be soaked by the time I reach the subway. I run down the street, holding my bag over my head in a futile attempt to block the rain. I do my best to stay underneath the shop awnings. The cars speeding down the street, however, kick up puddles that shower me in rainwater. I'm ill-prepared for such weather. I didn't even take a hoodie with me, let alone an umbrella. Legit me, I never have an umbrella. Even if it's raining, I never have an umbrella. The damp cold seeps into my body, making me shiver. This day sucks. Me on Monday. My boss yelled at me again, and I have to cover for my sick coworker on top of doing my own tasks. An office job sucks. I recently graduated from college and got this boring job where all I do is call people to sell them beauty products. That's the worst kind of job, having to call people. Dude, anxiety thinking about it. Adult life sucks. It does. It does, guys. It hadn't taken me long to tire of the monotony of adult life. I just want to curl up under a blanket and read web novels. Being the heroine of a fantasy romance novel would be such an amazing life. Fighting to save a kingdom from impending doom with magical powers and falling in love with a hottie. They know their audience. let's be real. Come on. Thinking about what to read next, I run through the crosswalk. What? By the time I notice the light's actually red, not green, it's too late. I'm in the middle of the crosswalk when with a truck driving straight at me. This is me not being able to read. It's not the game. It's not the game. I can't read. Just so you know. I'm in the middle of the crosswalk with a truck driving straight at me. Okay. Should I take a step back or run forward? Quick! Think, Celine! I take a step back, but it's too late. I think we died. The end. Bad end already. Ooh. It hurts. That's a lot of blood. Hey, at least they made it pretty like watercolor. You know. The pain. It's excruciating. My whole body hurts so much. Until I suddenly stop feeling anything anymore. The absence of pain brings me relief. I let my life go. The next thing I know, I'm floating in a cotton-like substance. I feel comforted, safe even. Have I really died? Am I in heaven now? But I wanted to read the last chapter of my favorite author's new web novel. This would be me. I'm not gonna lie. In that moment of like, well, you're about to cross over. There were so many Atome games I didn't get to play or finish. Real. Now we'll never find out what happens to the heroine in the end. A chuckle escapes me, a loud sound in this quiet place. I'm pathetic, aren't I? I died and now I'm just thinking of my hobbies, not my parents or my friends. Not that I had a great relationship with anybody anyway. I was quite a loner. I feel very called out in this game. I'd think about my I think about you, buddy. I would think about you. Oh. You're not even moving. He's not even moving. I was petting him with my chin. He's not even moving. Oh, thank you. I love you too. What's that sound? In the emptiness, I can hear someone singing. An angelic voice. It's calling to me. I'm not singing. That I won't do. I'm not sure if the angelic voice is supposed to be a man or a woman. I don't have an angelic voice, so you must fight on. I must? But I'm dead. I don't have to do anything. Suddenly I feel a pull. My soul gets grabbed and yanked toward a golden whirlpool. I scream, but no sound comes out of my mouth. I close my eyes, the shifting reality around me making me feel dizzy. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, the first background drawing was cute. It was nice. Like, and it was drawn well, like, the background in the city. But this one's, like, really freaking pretty. That one was a rainy city. It's like rainy city, beautiful trees. The background art's nice, though. You know what I mean? When my senses return to me again, the first thing I notice is the fresh scent of a forest. I open my eyes and look around. I'm in the middle of the woods. Lush canopies of trees above me sway gently in a light breeze. Also, I like the little text box. I like how there's like the little wings like faded in the background and everything. It's cute. There's something heavy in my hand, and when I look down, I see I'm holding a simple hunting bow. My feet, clad in riding boots, sink into the damp green moss of the forest floor. I'm out hunting, I realize. Wait, how is this possible? I just died, and it's been ages since I handled a bow. The last time I practiced archery was in middle school, back when my parents could still afford to spoil me. I also had put on such heavy boots today for work. Or these... Oh, I hadn't put on such heavy boots today for work. I was thinking in my head, like, heavy boots with that skirt and shirt? Like, I read that wrong. That was me. I also hadn't put on such high boots. Not, oh my God, guys, I can't read. You'll notice I can't read. Just so you know, it's not the game, it's me. I also hadn't put on such high boots today for work, or these fancy pants, or this jacket. This outfit looks almost like it belongs in a Korean webcomic. Who am I? Is this us now? Well, I feel underrepresented because I don't have purple hair and red eyes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh. Okay, it's her. I was like, is this supposed to be us? I thought this was a new character. I'm not sure. I don't actually remember. Does it show? No, she does have purple hair and okay, no. Okay, I think that's why I was thrown because I thought I remember seeing her in the things, and I was like, wait, I don't remember having brown eyes and very unobservant. Okay, you know what? We were busy reading about the boys. I wasn't focusing on myself. Anyway, but like, is that us? Because it's interesting that we get to see our own sprite. That's cool. All right. So I'm not sure who the voice is, but the voice is saying, Celeste, where are you, Celeste? Somehow I suddenly realize I'm supposed to be hiding. Hiding from what or whom, I don't understand. I only know I must seek cover. The urge to disappear from sight so strong I don't even question it. Okay, so that is us. So that's cool. So she has her own little sprite, so you get to see instead of like just like a picture over here, we have an not interactive, but we have a sprite that interacts with the scenery. So that's kind of neat. Okay. I find a thicket of bushes and dive into them. Not ow, I'm sorry. You have a lot of pin feathers, but you wanted me to pet you. I'm very sorry, buddy. Anyway, I find a thicket of bushes and dive into them, not caring that my outfit will get dirty and torn. From my hiding spot, I observe the situation, holding my breath. Oh, okay. A handsome man with red hair tied back in a ponytail runs toward me. He's wearing some sort of fantasy armor, and he has two thin swords on his hips. I recognize this person. This man is my knight, Levi Parenth. Parenth, I'm assuming? Okay. Wait, I don't have a knight. I'm Celine. I'm a 21-year-old simple American office worker fresh out of college with a job in sales. Is that really the whole truth, though? Levi turns left and right, searching for me, or is it Levi? Well, we'll go back and forth. We'll figure out. Oh, right. Okay, I decided when I was looking at them, because we're going to have fun with the voices. We're going to do the most fun. I really hope we get to see... Or DLC boy, George, right? Is that George? Right, I gotta get used to the names. I hope we see him a little bit, because we were gonna give him the flirty whore voice. Just for fun. And the Mad Prince can have, like, the kind of the deep voice. Maybe the bitchy tone in his deep voice. We'll see. And we were gonna give Levi... We were going to give him the accent, the really bad accent, because we can't not. Now that we've introduced it, how many years has it been? I don't know, but we'll see if it works. We'll see. Anyway, Celeste, please come out. Failing to discover me, he runs off. I recognize this guy's looks from somewhere, and the name Celeste is familiar too. No, I couldn't have. Did I get reincarnated? Here? Out of all the books or games that could have been the setting for my reincarnation, why did I have to end up in the Boy Love tragic fantasy web novel? Why this one? Saint of the Golden Bow is the work's name. It was recently adapted to a webcomic. That's how popular it was. The book used to be one of my favorites, but the world of the story is not a nice place to live. There's a war going on with a demon queen. This would be me getting reincarnated in, like, Verche. You'd be like, damn it! Of all the no, straight up would never make it there, because I'd drop dead instantly, because I'm over the age of 23, but... And Celeste, why did I have to be reincarnated as her? What I just witnessed was the opening scene of the book. Before Levy's chosen to become the titular saint, he goes out hunting with his unrequited love, the lady he's serving. He's supposed to protect Celeste, but he loses sight of her at some point, and an ungodly sound makes the hairs on my skin stand up. Look, why is he kind of demonic? Well, I mean, it's a little demon thing, but, like, he's kind of cute and scary. Like, the creature that made the sound appears to my right. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. An abomination. A demon. That's me. He's not really that ugly. He's kind of cute in a scary way. Like, he got a little creepy face, but he's kind of cute at the same time. Does that make any sense? Am I crazy? Maybe. The imp's leathery wings flap in the air. Then the creature flies towards me. It spotted me. This is the moment when Celeste... DeQuaries? I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, when Celeste, sorry, dies a miserable death to become part of Levy's tragic backstory. But I just died from being hit by a truck. I don't want to die again. Especially not in a scripted event where I'm supposed to just fade away so I can serve as part of someone else's tragedy. Not doing anything to save myself is not like me at all. Screech! I should have poked my bird and made him scream. I wouldn't do that, even though he wouldn't scream like that. You scream, but not on cue. This is your cue. You could have played the imp, buddy. You could have played the imp with your hideous screechy noise that you make. When you make the gross shrieky noise, you sometimes get all chatty because you want to be heard and you want people to know you're here. And this was the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. And you didn't want to. The imp is still far enough away for me to attempt to save my life. I have to act quickly. The monstrosity is coming closer and closer. My hands are sweaty and my arms are shaking. I refuse to give up. Shoot the demon with the bow. Call for Levy's help as loudly as you can. Okay, here's the thing. You'd think, theoretically, to get bonus points with Boyfriendo, we would be like, oh, help. Oh, I'm a damsel in distress. But I'm going to take my life into my own hands. Because it's only the demo, so it's not like we're trying to specifically go down any route. Because we can't, really. You know what I mean? So, let's go, girl power route and shoot him ourselves. In my hands, I hold the key to my salvation. I pull out an arrow, draw back, and aim at the imp that's flying straight at me. That's how I would assume if you were playing the main game. I would assume asking for his help would give you bonus points for him, and doing it yourself leaves you open to, well, obviously not getting points for him and getting points maybe for some other people down the line. I'm still assuming even if you have points for him, it's going to be one of those, it's still going to weigh. You know what I mean? It's not once you make that choice, you're stuck on him forever. But we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna do the girl power. Well, it depends. Right now, we're doing the girl power route. I take a breath and release it, remembering what I was taught in middle school about archery. When I'm sure of my shot and know I can't delay any longer, I send the arrow flying. The arrow hits the demon straight in its ugly little head. Screech! With a final frightening sound, the monstrosity falls to the ground, and I hope the music and everything in the background is, you can hear it. It's very epic. I like it. But it's also not too loud. I tried to adjust everything, but, hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's a good balance. It's hopefully you can hear it, but it's also not overpowering me. But, damn, it's epic. I breathe heavily, collapsing to my knees. I did it! I thump my balled fist up against the ground, feeling the damp moss beneath my fingers. I breathe deeply again, taking in the smells of the gorgeous forest. They calm me down. I'm alive. Tears roll down my cheeks. I was terrified, but I survived. Celeste! Levy comes running toward me. When he sees the imp dead a few steps away from me and the bow still grasped in my hands, a gasp of surprise escapes his lips. Celeste, what happened? Did you kill this demon yourself? I nod, for a moment entertaining the thought that I'm indeed Celeste, not Celine. I open my mouth to explain the situation, but my voice sounds raw and shaky. That's true. I kind of forgot she's been, so it makes sense that what she looks like in her past life or whatever is not. Duh. It's kind of like Save the Villainous, where you, get isekai'd into, so, yeah, of course you're gonna not look like yourself, so when she starts out in the duh. Listen, logic is not my strong suit right about now. Oh, Lord. This is what you come here for. Oh, every once in a while I get a little derpy. Anyway, I killed the demon. I finally managed to whisper. Lemmy walks up to me and kneels down before me. My lady, can you walk? I give his question some thought, but I feel so weak. I wipe my tears away. I don't think so. I'll carry you. Okay. No, there's no need for, Levy takes me in his arms, bridal style. The bow slips from between my fingers. See, now this counts as a CG. It's like so intense. So this counts as a CG, so maybe there's voice acting in this. It might not be in the demo yet. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Our close proximity is so embarrassing. I want to hide my face, but I can only do so against his chest, which is less than ideal option. She is like flaming red. It's so funny. I love it. I love how intense he is too right now. I'll get you back safely. Like, it's fun.
My bow.
Oh, she's voiced too. Okay. Did they say that? Like, do they have it listed? I see that. I didn't see her listed. Okay, so they don't have her listed on there for the voice acting. Okay, all right.
Don't worry about the weapon. I will return for your bow later. Right now, it's of utmost importance that I carry you back to the safety of the mansion.
But it's...
I still protest. Levy gives me a glare. Well, then if she says his name, we'll know how they want us to pronounce it. That'll help.
No buts. Let me do my job, for once.
And hopefully it's loud enough that you can hear the voices, because I have the voices up, but it does sound very quiet to me. But I let out a long sigh and stop resisting. Levy walks toward where we left our horses, or so my memory as Celeste recalls. So I really am Celeste now? I'm part of the world of the Saint of the Golden Bow, but I was supposed to die. So what'll my survival mean for the story now? All washed up, my lady. After an awkward bath where I had to let my maid Linda wash me, I'm finally dressed in a nightgown and allowed to rest. She's adorable. Oh, I love her. My body feels weak. The shock of dying, reincarnating, then almost dying again, finally taking a toll on me. A loud yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth. I'm going to lie down. Is there anything else you need from me? I forgot I'm supposed to formally dismiss Linda whenever I want to be alone. She's Celeste's servant, after all. I'm good for now. I'll call for you later if I need anything. All right, my lady. My luck, I'd get isekai'd into a freaking novel or something where I would not know the rules. And I'd be like, what am I doing here? I don't know who you are, and I would not know how to fake it till I make it. You know what I mean? Linda curtsies before me, and then she exits the room. I sink into the softness of the mattress, taking a good look around the room. This place has an undeniably expensive, polished, fancy look. Somebody's tried very hard to make the atmosphere more feminine, and I know it wasn't Celeste. The Celeste the book mentions is quite the tomboy, caring little for girly things like dolls and decoration. She doesn't have good social skills, she lacks proper knowledge of etiquette, and she dances like an elephant. Instead, she's great at archery, hunting, and riding horses. Well, like, you could still be good at archery, hunting, riding horses, and, you know, not dance like an elephant. But, like, fair enough. I like the dancing like an elephant, though. However, the society deems all those activities inappropriate for a lady, and thus she doesn't have many friends. Sounds so much like me in my past life. The only two people who really like Celeste are Levy, who, for some reason that isn't really explained in the book, adores his lady, and Iridice? Celeste, are you all right? Celeste's twin sister, Iridice. Is it Iridice? Iridice? I think it's Iridice. The book also briefly mentions Iridice as part of Levy's backstory, simply describing her. Did I just say see, I can't. See, I know we're going to flip like. Anyway, describing her as the more ladylike twin who loves pink and romance novels. She does look like us, but like super, super girly and adorable. I feel Celeste's emotions for Iridice in my heart, though. Iridice? Iridice. I think it's Iridice. Anyway, Celeste really cherishes her sister. Celeste? Iridice notices that I'm staring at her with a faint smile on my face. I'm all right. Thanks for worrying about me. She rushes over to my bed, fixing the pillow under my head and helping me sit up. Well, of course. I'm worried about you. You're my beloved sister. What would I do if I lost you? I'm fine. I've been through worse. Levy was with me. We'll just say he was with me, so she doesn't feel... I don't want her to stress out. Levy was with me. Nothing bad could have happened to me under his protection. You think I don't know how you always run off from Levy during your hunts, making excuses that you have to be alone because he's stomping too loud, scaring your prey off? Busted. I know this is exactly what Celeste has always done. Suddenly, I wonder if Celeste somehow realizes Levy was in love with her and has just been trying to avoid the awkwardness of his puppy-like adoration. Her feelings on the matter are unclear to me. I'm not sure. You got me. Did you split from Levy this time too, sister? I did. Figures. Eridice, right? Okay, I know I'm gonna mess up her name, but lets out an annoyed sigh. I give her a wide smile, enjoying our conversation despite her chastising me. I really like having a friend whom I can talk to freely. I really would like to know what happened today, though. Levy babbled something about a demon? I'd like to know more, too, for the matter. For a hot second, I thought that was her saying that, and then I realized it says father. Daddy! Father walks into the room without knocking or otherwise warning us of his presence. He has a stern look on his face, but that's just his usual expression. The joy I felt at talking to Eridice momentarily evaporates. New emotions from Celeste surface in my heart. Her father has always made her feel lesser, inadequate. I review her memories of him and curse inwardly. To say her father favors Eridice wouldn't at all capture the severe inequality of the situation. During some of their past interactions, he's been outright abusive, belittling Celeste and calling her names. I stiffen my spine, sitting up straight. I took so much shit as Celine, and I'm not going to do it again as Celeste. Girl, high five. What happened today that's left you so disheveled? I look down at myself. The only blemish in my appearance is a scratch on my knee from when I hid in the bushes. The mark's so small that I didn't even notice it while bathing. Otherwise, I'm wearing a fresh nightgown and all cleaned up. There's nothing disheveled about me. I give Father a defiant look. As you can see, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Father huffs. Oh, he's all bright red with embarrassment. You and your sister's 18th birthday is in 3 days. We're leaving for the capital the day after tomorrow. If you're not healed up and in top form by then... I'll be up and running by tomorrow. My body feels tired and heavy, but it's nothing a bit of sleep can't fix. I see Eridice scoot slightly to the left, as if taking a step away from Father's negative energy. You'd better be. I don't want you to ruin the golden bow ceremony for your sister. You're banned from leaving the mansion for the next 3 days. I open my mouth to tell him off, but my eyes land on Eridice. She shakes her head slightly. To honor her wishes, I decide not to agitate Father any further. All right. I nod. I don't feel like going hunting or horseback riding anyway. Someone would quickly notice that I'm not as good at those activities as Celeste should be. I'm still not sure how much of her skills I can access for myself. Levy sent me in front of himself on his horse to return us to the mansion earlier, so I have no idea if I actually know how to ride a horse myself. I only rode a horse once or twice as Celine when I was a kid, not nearly enough to match Celeste's experience. Now tell me what happened. I killed a demon. Both Father and Eridice let out gasps of surprise. You... what? Levy said you two had an encounter with a demon, but I assumed he was the one to kill it. I shake my head and smile. I shot an imp with my bow. See, this is why we did the girl power, so we could be all, proud of ourselves. What was such a monstrosity doing in the middle of It's Lokari? Okay. Middle of Lokari Empire lands. We're far from the waterfront. Oh, the warfront. Sorry, the warfront, not the waterfront. Okay, I can't read, guys. The imp was conveniently there to kill Celeste for Levy's tragic backstory. I want to tell the truth, but of course I won't. Father and Eridice would take me for a madwoman if I babble about them being characters from a novel. I don't know, but the monster attacked me, so I killed it. I shrugged like my actions were nothing out of the ordinary. After all, in the face of danger, it's kill or be killed. Father sits down on the chair next to the entrance of my room and hides his face in his hands. I knew my daughter wasn't much of a noble lady, but this... He mumbles loudly enough for both Eridice and I to hear him. You should be happy that I defended my own life. He's like, oh, I knew you were a tomboy, but God, killing monsters? Shh, the shame. Sir, I'm gonna need you to get your priorities straight. My sister and I share a smile. Where was your knight when the demon attacked you? I should choose my words carefully. I don't want Levy to take the blame for my actions. I ran off on him again. I wanted to hunt on my own. Of course. He lets out a long sigh like I'm burdening him more than he can bear. All right, maybe he's not as bad. He's just frustrated and you're like wild. Okay, all right. But it's still just like funny that he's like, oh, God, you're such a tomboy. Sir, I almost died. Seriously. Maybe you're just relieved that I didn't die so you feel like you can just like, like he's like, since you didn't die, damn it, girl, what the shit, you know? Fair. My body takes this moment to remind me how tired I am. A big yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth with my hand. Rest. Father gets up and gestures for Eredice to leave. Eredice nods and walks behind him out of the room. She turns back to me when she's in my doorway and gives me a warm smile. Okay, he's just a little frustrated that we not princessy, but like, he like, rest, girl, you shot an imp and holy hell, I gotta go process. So, okay, maybe he's not so bad. Anyway, gives me where I read that. Get some rest. I'll be back later. I return her smile and sink more deeply into the bed, making myself comfortable. It doesn't take long for me to fall into dreamless slumber. When I wake up again, the rays of morning sun pour into my room. I get out of the bed and stretch to make sure my body is working properly. I feel refreshed after my long sleep. No more weakness in my limbs. Everything's in order again. I walk to the desk and sit down. I take a fresh sheet of paper. I hesitate when I realize there's only a quill for writing, but I won't be stopped. I produce a few scratchy letters. My handwriting looks horrible. It seems I can't directly access Celeste's skills after all. It's quite inconvenient. I can manage to write with a quill, but not very well, and only in English, of course. I have to write down everything I know about the web novel Saint of the Golden Bow so I can organize my knowledge of the world and line it up with Celeste's memories. That is going to come back to bite us in the ass later. I'm going to guess. Scratchy handwriting or not, I need to sort out all my assets. Let's start with the basics. Saint of the Golden Bow is a romantic tragedy fantasy web novel by the Korean web novelist Hanul Kim. I think that's how you say it. Hanul? I think that's how you say it. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm butchering Korean names. I'm not great with Korean names. I read the English translation on one of my favorite web novel and comic apps. The story was supposed to be turned into a web comic and had promo art, which is how I was able to recognize Levy immediately. His design in the artwork even had him in the same outfit he was wearing on the day of the demon attack. Maybe I should also write down what a web novel is, what a web comic is, what boy love is. Nothing else. I've got the basics. Are we going to go through do all of them? I hope we do all of them, but let's just start. What BL is? Well, I scribbled BL on the paper. I want to write that down because if this comes back to bite us in the ass later, it'd be funny as shit. Boys love is a genre of Asian media that centers around relationships between two men, but is geared toward the female audience. But, okay, so my favorite part of this, like, when I'm like, okay, this is intriguing, right? But then it's also like, Levy's the star of the web novel, so you're supposed to die, and then he falls in love with one of your other love interests? He's like in love with you, but it seems like the way they're starting out, it seems to me that he's the main character, really. So we have to die so he moves on and falls in love with some hot guy. Alright. Okay. I like that little twist. That's kind of interesting. Listen, I mean, I don't know. Is that common? Are there a lot of boy love novels that are out there like he was always in love with her and then she died and then he was like, guess I'm into guys now, or maybe I was always a little bisexual. I don't know, but fun. I find that very interesting and I like it. It's fun times. Anyway, besides, we know when we collect men in the man harem that, like, what happens in the man harem stays in the man harem. Like, guys, do whatever you need to do. If you need to make out a little, hold hands, whatever, it's fine. It's romantic and simply wonderful to watch two men fall in love with each other. I really am such a simp for a good boy love romance. Yeah, feel it. What a web novel is. I want to make sure that was written down just in case we didn't come back. what a web novel is. I scratched down web novel in big letters. Since the beginning of the 21st century, web novels have been immensely popular in South Korea. A web novel is a novel first published on the internet. It grows to have a very specific narrative form. Readers unlock chapters and interact with what they're reading by posting comments. So web novels tend to be very long. Saint of the Golden Bow was an exception. It wasn't that long of a book, but it still got over 100 chapters. It was translated to English and published on one of my favorite web novel and comic apps. I was grateful for the chance to read it in English as I don't know Korean. Me. That's why I'm so happy we get games translated in English, because I don't know how to read Japanese yet. I say that, but it's been like 100 years since I started and then I'm nowhere near learning any better. What a webcomic is. I penned down webcomic in big letters on my sheet of paper. Webcomics are often adaptations of web novels. Let me enunciate my words. Each episode's published on a reading app as a long vertical strip. Some even feature music composed specifically for the chapters, but those are rare. Unlike other Asian comics like manga, webcomics are in color. Ow! Why are you biting my neck like that? That hurts, Jesus. They're published digitally too, though sometimes they can also end up being printed as books. There's a very popular genre of webcomics right now called otome isekai, which is basically what we are. In these stories, a girl from Earth dies and is reincarnated as a character in a visual novel or web novel. ... Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I let out a long sigh. I've been isekai'd, haven't I? Not as a villainess, though, a bad character, like in most of those stories. Instead, I'm what's referred to as an extra, an insignificant character. Maybe that's for the best. After all, being a minor character means I couldn't have messed up the story too much by avoiding my planned death in the plot. Did you read the story? Thought Levy was supposed to fall in love with the man. You really messed up. I would do, but we would all do the same thing. Like, I haven't screwed up too much, right? I just didn't die. That's just a tiny little thing. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. As everything's in flames around you, you know? Yeah, fair. Only time will tell. Nothing else. I've got the basics. That's enough. And that's basically what she says. I get up for a moment and wander over to the mirror. I touch a hand to the glass. The design of Celeste wasn't included in the promo art. I take in my new features, purple hair and pink eyes, slender figure. There's no denying it. I'm really not Celine anymore. The understanding that I've reincarnated into the novel finally settles in my mind. I feel calm. Calmer than I ever thought I would be if something out of a novel suddenly changed the course of my life. There's no fighting the reality, is there? As strange as the situation is, I'm Celeste and I have her memories. But somehow I'm Celine as well, equipped with knowledge of this world that Celeste never had. I walk back to the desk and sit down to continue organizing my thoughts. Maybe after I process everything, I'll break down and cry about my fate. Right now, however, I don't feel like moping around. Instead, I want to fight for a better fate. Back to Saint of the Golden Bow. The book starts with Celeste's death event. Levy was in love with his lady for years, but the actual love interest of the story is Prince Noah. Oh, I love it. I love it so much better that she just messed up everything else and she's like, nope, all the men are mine. You guys were going to fall in love with each other. But like, if we got to get into a throuple and you guys are going to kiss, that's fine, whatever. Oh my god. Maybe that's why Prince Noah's so mad. Maybe he's not like mad scientist mad. He's angry mad because, you know, he's just waiting for his knight to show up and then, oops, we took him away. Sorry. Celeste has to die at the beginning of the book to make Levy feel at his lowest when the Golden Bow chooses him as the saint. Why didn't Celeste save herself if she was said to be so great at archery? Must be book logic. She had to die for the story in the Saint of the Golden Bow to proceed the way it did. Soon after Celeste's death, Levy's quest to save the Lokari Empire from the Demon Queen begins. However, he doesn't go alone. Noah, as well as High Priest Elijah, the second love interest, both accompany him on the journey. Oh, I love the fact that they're all Levy's love interests. Woo! Okay, I'd say we messed this boy's life up, but he might be happy that we're here. Noah and Levy fall in love. Elijah falls in love with Levy too, but Levy chooses Noah. When the final confrontation with the Demon Queen happens, the love Noah and Levy share is an important component of defeating the fiend. Through their love the magic of the weapon becomes stronger. I can read. However, the story is a tragic one. Even though Levy defeats the Demon Queen, he perishes in the process. Noah and Elijah live on, and peace returns to the Lokari Empire. I remember crying at the end of the book and cursing the author for writing such a beautiful yet heart-wrenching tale. They're gonna have bad endings where people die. I would assume. Everybody's gotta die in bad endings. So you'd think one of the, bad ending... I would hope it's a bad ending, not a good ending. But or a normal... And, when games do that, it's a normal ending and then people die and you're like, that's not normal! That's mean! But you would think a bad ending of the game would be and Levy dies. Because that's how he would have died originally in the... So, tie it back to the actual original web novel, Fun times, ? But I reread the novel twice. Saint of the Golden Bow is really one of my favorite stories. I still don't appreciate being reincarnated into this world, though. Especially not as Celeste, whose only purpose in the story is to add angst to Levy's life. I didn't die when I was supposed to, though, and now the story's continued regardless. I wonder how many things will change because Celeste is alive. We know. Can Levy still fall in love with Noah despite the fact that I'm still here? I really want my ship to sail and for the boys to get together, but I don't know if that outcome's possible under these circumstances. If Levy and Noah don't fall in love at the end of the quest, will Levy still be able to defeat the Demon Queen? I shudder. What if I've broken the story beyond repair by avoiding my demise? What was I supposed to do, though? Just roll over and die? That's so not like me. I'm a fighter. I mean, we tried to fight with a truck and didn't win, but we tried. We tried to fight with the truck, I guess. Maybe I can change the story even further so Levy can still survive the final encounter. I have no idea how to make this plan work, but maybe opportunities to influence the world further will present themselves to me. After all, though the thought's chilling, what's happening here isn't just a web novel story. Saint of the Golden Bow is my new reality. Ooh, damn! That's pretty. Shit. It's so bright and vibrant. On the day of Celeste and Iridice's 18th birthday, Father takes us to the capital to attend the Golden Bow ceremony. Levy had his 18th birthday a few days ago as well. Since he's of lower standing than the Count's family, Father got the approval of the church for Levy to attend our ceremony together with us instead of his own a few days earlier. Your knight has to guard you at all times, Father had said to Celeste before I reincarnated into her body. After the encounter with the imp, he's become even more convinced that Levy shouldn't leave my side. Not that Levy's complaining about having to stick close to me, for obvious reasons. Now, Iridice, Levy, and I stand in the middle of the chapel in the royal palace in Solus, Lokari Empire's capital. Behind us are the many other people who'll be tested. Okay. I was wondering if they're going to explain that. I'm like, it's the bow ceremony. I'm like, okay, but Levy's the one that the bow picks. Obviously, in the original web novel, but now it's going to be us. So, okay, that makes sense. Before us, the High Priest Elijah Soren takes a spot behind the titular golden bow, the fabled artifact that will choose the saint one day. He doesn't have his little baby face right. This is like a CG now, so CG time. He doesn't quite have the baby face in the CG as he does in the sprite that they show on the thing. I know that day will be today, since Levy's the one who'll be chosen. I eye the bow with suspicion. Light reflects off its gold-covered surface. The design's pretty elaborate. I mean, seriously, look at that thing. That's neat. Looks like a pain in the ass to use as a weapon. Too ornamental for my taste. That's cute. I like that they did that. She's like, this is too ornamental for my taste. Too gaudy. And then it's like, guess what's yours now? Fun. Nice. Good one.
We're all gathered here today to see if the golden bow, the weapon given to us by our Lord to help us one day defeat the vile Demon Queen, will finally
choose its saint. On this beautiful morning, when the sun's rays fall through the windows of our chapel, let us give our gratitude to the Lord. He has given us means to end the war that has been raging for so many decades.
I've never been particularly religious, even in my past life. I especially don't believe in a fantasy god, but
Let us give our gratitude.
Let us give our gratitude.
when Eridice and Levy bow their heads and say the words of prayer, along with all the other people in the hall, I mumble the words as well.
Let us give our gratitude.
I like how she sounds sarcastic. Oh, that was kind of nice. She's like, let us give our gratitude. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't want to draw suspicion to myself, after all.
20 years ago, the blessed blacksmith was bestowed with the Lord's inspiration and crafted the golden bow. He worked tirelessly day and night until finally he completed the artifact. Ever since then, the people of the Lokari Empire have sought to be tested on the day of their 18th birthday by the golden bow. The artifact will choose its wielder. That person will become the saint and be tasked with defeating the Demon Queen, who has terrorized our borders for 23 years.
I'm glad Elijah reminds us of the history of the bow. I've forgotten some of the details.
I will now call forth today's attendees to be tested. Each of you just needs to touch the golden bow once, and its judgment will be bestowed on you.
Elijah takes out a sheet of paper and reads the first name from the list. Eridice, whatever her last name is, daughter of Count, whatever her last name is that I can't pronounce. Eridice approaches the bow. She puts a hand on the artifact. Nothing happens. Of course, what else did I expect? Levy's the saint. The golden bow will only glow for him. A frown appears on the high priest's brow as he reads the next name. Ooh, me, Celeste. And again, daughter of... I can't... DeCaries? I'm just going to go with that for now, because I'm not sure how we're supposed to pronounce that. I'm not good with... I'm not good with name pronunciations sometimes. Okay. I take a deep breath and step onto the podium, reminding myself I shouldn't expect anything. I put my hand on the weapon. For a moment, nothing happens, but then the bow glows, its light getting brighter and brighter with each second. The light feels scorching hot. I close my eyes, worrying I'll go blind if I don't. You must fight on. I hear the angelic voice again. Was the bow the one speaking to me when I reincarnated? Or was it the god of light himself? Okay, it was supposed to be a man voice, I guess. Well, whatever, he's got a pretty lady voice. The thought that I might have been addressed by a deity is frightening. No, gods aren't real. You're not religious, Celine. The golden bow. The burning light makes my skin feel like it's on fire, so I take my hands away from the bow. But my hand continues burning, the searing pain climbing up my arm to my chest. That sounds like the bow hates me. Ah! I scream. My head is spinning. The pain's too much for me to handle. I want it to stop. Stop! I'm on fire. I'm dying. Not again. What voice do we... Oh, right, we can... Lady Celeste. Sister. Levy and Eridice are calling to me, but I don't have the strength to respond. My consciousness fades, darkness taking me into its comforting embrace. Dun, dun, dun. You know what? We're a little under an hour, like we normally go for an hour, but since this is roughly about an hour and a half, and then, obviously I read some stuff at the beginning, when we spent a few minutes talking about the game and everything, I'm going to stop here, because this is, a really good dramatic place to stop, and we will wrap up the demo probably in the next part, so if it goes a little over an hour, that's fine. But I'm assuming we don't have too much more to go. And maybe another 45 minutes or so. Because again, we spent a little bit of time talking about the game, reading the stuff and everything like that. So, we probably have at least a full hour-long part. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.